Not picking up the document camera. There we go. Excuse me. Hey, what's going on, Anya? How are you doing in your quarantine here? Hey, Kaylin. Uh, kind of the same thing. We're good. We did a scavenger hunt this morning with my son. We tried to, try to keep things interesting for him. It was nice. It's a nice day out today, so we made him kind of a little list. We're working on numbers and letters with him, so we put together a scavenger hunt with some pictures and counting and other things. So that was a lot of fun. And other than that, just lots of Netflix and trying to figure out how to get you guys some content and what we're doing and hanging out. Kind of losing myself in the days. I think over the weekend I didn't realize that it was Sunday. I thought it was Saturday all day, and then now it's already Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday, I think, today, right? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. I don't have a set schedule. I lose track of time, and things kind of go a little crazy. I hear you, Kaylin. I'm tired of being inside the house, too. You got to get out on these nice days. I think it's like in the high 40s and 50s. Go out for a nice walk. What's going on, Jason and Janine? Thanks for checking in, guys. Oh, I miss seeing some of you guys. It's crazy. Saw you guys for every day. Do you have any assignments to do this week? So in Envision, and some people are having a problem with this, Kalen. So for geometry, um, let me go to the screen capture here. So in Envision, you should see some assignments. Um, I know that let's see which one. Pull up my calendar here. So you should see 11.2. So you should see this one, I believe. Start date was on the 23rd, yeah. So you should see this Interactive Student Edition Realized Reader Lesson 11-2. For geometry, really the goal here, what you guys are doing is section 11 is a lot of volume formulas. So you're going to just basically be doing volume practice. You can find, and I might find some videos to link on Khan Academy to the Google Classroom either today or tomorrow, just to kind of give you some more assistance with that. If you, let me open this up for you. So when you look at this, some people are having an issue with this loading. So this screen may not have actually loaded for some people, and I know that that's the problem. So I'm going to try to find some supplemental stuff with Khan Academy as well, volume formulas, and just plugging numbers in, basically. But you can go through like what's the essential, how does the volume of a pyramid, prism or cylinder, some vocabulary, and things to do. And then basically the lesson overview takes you through some of these main ideas of what you should be doing. But really the focus, and I'm going to kind of type this up and give you a little bit more of an idea, is just basically volumes of cylinders and pyramids. Prisms and cylinders. I keep saying pyramids. Prisms. So going through some of these, and basically it's taking you through the book. So you're just going to go through the lesson here, and try to go through some of those formulas. And I'm going to add some Khan Academy stuff to maybe supplement, because I know some people are having a hard time with the Envision. So I'm going to type that out on Google Classroom either today or tomorrow, once I find some good Khan Academy videos and other things for you guys to work on. I know that this isn't easy, and we have a lot of technological issues still because we're not really set up on a very good platform for online learning yet. So just stick with it. Check Google Classroom, check Envision, and I'll try to keep you guys updated on that. What's going on, Tim? So what kind of things have you guys been doing? Any good shows out there to watch? We're running. My wife and I are running out of TV shows to watch. We've been burning through all of those. We're looking for some new things to watch. Hey, Juliet. Kaylin, the Khan Academy stuff is technically all due at the end of April, like April 3rd, right before spring break. We like those things to be done every week. Every Friday is kind of when I'll check them in, and we'll go from there. Going back in April, I don't know, Janine. I don't know. With all of the stuff that keeps coming out and the number of cases that keep going up, and the emails that we've kind of been getting, it's right now we're even that, what was that, April 13th, that Monday we were supposed to go back. We're not going back until Tuesday now, scheduled for that. I hope we get to go back. I hope we get to, come back together for a little bit and get to see some of you seniors off that I've taught for a long time, but I'm really not sure. Hamudi the Boss, 123. American Horror Story. My wife and I aren't quite into the horror flicks. We're not into a lot of the. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know anything about the show. I'm assuming it's a horror type show, seeing as it's called American Horror Story, but. Thumbs up to American Horror Story, Tim? Or to Supernatural? Hey, Jocelyn. I appreciate you guys coming in and typing and chatting with me. Gives me someone else to talk to. This is awesome. I want to figure out. I'm looking into setting up a Zoom for something. I'm not okay with this. Okay, oh, interesting. But I am thinking about trying to set up a Zoom class and send that out. Oh, thank you. Nice keyboard. Setting up a Zoom class and trying to see if we can figure out how to do some. To my live stream. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. So I've never done the YouTube live stream stuff before, but it's fun. I've been playing around with that a little bit, and it's good. I like it. Thanks, Dana. Can kind of move this over a little bit. Yeah, Zoom. Yeah, so I'm going to try that and see if we can't figure out, at least, I'm not sure how many people it can hold, but we can figure that out and try to at least have a little bit more interaction that way. Ali, right now, we are, for geometry, you should be following through the Envision stuff. So I was just mentioning earlier that there should be... in lesson 7.2 should show up for you in your assignments here. You're going to see a lot more here, like 11.3, 11.4. Those won't come open for you until like next week and later this week. But section 11.2 here should be open for you. No one's had any. I've had one email about that it doesn't show up when you click it, but it's not quite sure if it's showing up for everybody. So the other thing is basically, Ali, is volume of figures. So I'm going to send out a Google Classroom of volume, like an update of how to do that, either if you're doing it through Envision or if you're doing it through Envision or through Khan Academy. That's what I was thinking of. So some people are having a hard time with Envision. So I'm going to help supplement that with Khan Academy. So you can go on to Envision. You can look at Section 11. It should give you some formulas. And then I'll give you some videos to watch through Khan Academy as well. But basically look at volume if you're trying to find some stuff that you're working on. I know that this week Envision seems to have not be showing up for some people. So I'd like to get some feedback on that if you guys have some time to look at that later this week to do that. Let me move this. I'll show you guys my setup here. Those of you that are interested, this is kind of the back view. There's the back of my head. Got the camera there, the PC there. Got my cords all tangled up here now. Let me, oops, that's what's wrong. Fix that. Sorry for the headphone keeps hitting my microphone. There we go. Okay. Let me catch back up on this chat here. Criminal Minds. Yeah, we used to watch that. That was good. Zoom would be nice. Zoom, about 50 people in a meeting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. I know that there's free versus paid. Khan Academy assignments. Juliet, let me log in. Some people have been signing up kind of slowly over time. And so I have to like refresh them if you didn't sign up recently. So let me see here. If I go into assignments, manage. Oh, it still says no one there. So let me see. I would double check. Okay, yep, there you are, Juliet. So I see that you're signed up in the class, but you're still not seeing the assignments. I do see that you're in the class, and these are some older things. March 23rd. So it does say that things were assigned to you, Juliet. I'm not sure if you go to like your learner home. I don't know if you can kind of try that again. and see if it shows up. If not, maybe leave the class and try to rejoin, and then I can try to reassign them to you. I don't know if that would help. I'm not quite sure without actually seeing what you're seeing. If you could also, if you're having a hard time, like if you go to your learner home and you can take a picture of this section over here for me of what you're seeing underneath my stuff, and then I can maybe try to help navigate that. If you email that to me, I can try to help navigate that for you too that way. Yeah, Ali, I think Khan is a good for this kind of. We're stuck here. We're not really learning anything new yet because we haven't been given that directive. So we're not going to try to force you guys to learn new stuff because not everyone's connecting. So, um, doing the assessment on similarity, Kaylin, I don't know. Um, it all depends on when we go back and what's happening. So my goal here is once I get the Khan Academy stuff going this week is to give you some more similarity practice on Khan Academy. And then I would say the idea is if we go back, we would spend kind of probably a week reviewing all of the similarity ideas and content that we were talking about before we went on this hiatus, and then we would probably assess at the end of that week that we went back. So we would still take the assessment. We would give lots of time for remediation and review and practice and all of those kinds of things, because whenever we go back, if we go back, things are going to be crazy as it is. So we'll definitely make sure that we practice those ideas some more. I don't know if school's going to be extended, Ali. There's a lot of chance that they are just going to forgive the days. So I think it was last Friday, Michigan Department of Education came out and said that they won't sign seat time waivers, if that's what you're referring to. I know someone sent me a message about that too, but that's totally different than what we're dealing with. Those waivers that they said they weren't going to do is really for online schooling. But what can happen is that's for like online students who don't actually go into the classroom. So like to graduate from high school or to have it count as a year of schooling for you, you have to be in the classroom for 180 days and a certain number of hours, like 1,370 or something. I don't remember the number exactly. Those waivers are for online students who don't meet those requirements. So the state came out and said, we're not going to give you those waivers. But that doesn't mean they won't forgive the days for a state or national emergency. So what that means is they are going to make the decision eventually to say, okay, you don't actually have to meet the requirements this year. So you might not have to actually meet 180 days. They might forgive this time that we're off and count them towards those 180 days. Don't take my word for it because it's still up in the air. They haven't made a decision on that yet. There's no official word, but that's kind of what they're playing with. Is they could say you don't have to worry about this. We excuse those days. Just finish the normal school year if we go back at any point in time, or maybe they extend it like a week or two, but not like necessarily all the days. Mostly because depending on how long we're out, we're going to go through July and we're going to start school again right away. Like there's no way at some point that they're going to have to excuse them, I would assume. So, no, Kayla, no online tests. We aren't getting 100% of people being able to connect via internet or devices or whatever. So we can't really give you an assessment online that we can grade you on, because we can't guarantee that everyone's able to take it. So everything that we're going to be doing right now until we get further directions from the superintendent or from the state is enrichment ideas, some practice, some old skills, build on those old skills that we might need in the future, like volume, and for pre-calculus doing like exponential properties and stuff on Khan Academy. And then if we get back together at some point, we'll start assessing when we get back into school. Extended family. That's a good question. My dad lives in Florida right now with his wife and her mom, and they're a little older. He's supposed to travel here for my sister's birthday in April. He's supposed to travel here April 7th, kind of over our break. Don't know if that's going to happen, so I haven't really been able to see him much. Both of my wife's parents live across the street from us, but because they've been out and working and in contact with people, we're really trying to really socially distance ourselves from everybody right now until we know that they're not in contact with anyone that might be contagious. So it's tough. It's definitely tough. We see them all the time. They live literally right across the street from us, and we see them all the time. And not being able to see them, with my son, he's 3 years old, and he sees their house and wants to go over there, and it's hard to tell him he can't because he doesn't understand why. So it's definitely been tough for sure. But we're hoping that once this, the whole statewide lockdown in a couple days later goes into effect, then we can start kind of seeing them, mostly because we know that they're not contagious, we're not contagious, and we haven't seen anybody. We're not interacting with other people. So we're hoping to be able to see them in a little while. But it's definitely tough when you see your family all the time and all of a sudden you can't see them anymore. It's definitely a big change. And with the little kids, Braden loves seeing his grandparents, and it's nice to send him over there to give us a little bit of a break from time to time, and we just don't get that opportunity now. How are all of you guys handling this? Anyone pick up a new hobby, or what are you spending your time doing besides watching TV? There's got to be something else that you do besides TV and TikTok, right? So I like being at home. I do like being at home. It's nice. The problem is, like, we have a lot of projects. My basement's not completed yet. As I'm down here, we got to put carpet in and stuff. But with the economy kind of tanking a little bit and try not to sink a lot of money into things, there's really not a lot of projects for us to work on right now. Keeping the little ones busy and occupied is definitely a creative challenge. I'm sure a lot of people are playing games. New hobby, sleeping. Yep, that's a good one. Take lots of naps with my daughter. She loves to nap, so that's fun. I do like being at home. I do miss the social interaction. Like, it's funny you guys think about. I don't have to be at work every day. I don't have to get up at 4:45 every day to get there. But I do miss hanging out with you guys and having those little conversations we get at the beginning and the ends of the hours, and you just don't realize how much you take those kind of things for granted. Binge eating, yep. What was that? It was one of those memes out there is like making my 2-week grocery run, and then it's gone in like the first 3 days or something like that. Softball, yeah. I'm Coach Powell and I and Coach Radcliffe, we've been talking a little bit of football. We had like a conference call the other day, and we're working together on some stuff, and my heart goes out to you guys that play those spring sports. I know how tough that is not to be able to do that right now, and I can't imagine, like, we're supposed to start football practice soon in at the end of June, or even going through plays and stuff with players now, and we really can't do that. And our season isn't even until the fall, and I feel for you guys that have all those spring sports and can't do any of that. Wasting her day sleeping. Any good games, board games that you guys have been playing with your families, or free games that you guys have been playing? I want to find a good game website to play with some extended family and doing other things. Should you do football? That's up to you, man. If you want to do it, do it. If not, there's nothing else I can do for you. Risk. Yeah, I like Risk. Risk is a good game. Cool math games. Yeah. Cool math games. I'm trying to find, I know there are some websites out there. Yeah. Monopoly, poker. Um, yeah, just sit in Australia and let the world burn, right, Kaylin? That's all you got to do to win at Risk. FaceTime and play poker. My brother and I play poker, but I don't know if anyone else will play the game of life. We've been playing a little bit of Scrabble. You're bored of watching Criminal Minds. Well, if you haven't already binge watched The Office, that would be my number one. My wife and I have already kind of gone through it. We started it before all of this, but we definitely finished that again for like the 9th or 10th time easily. I don't know. Criminal Minds was a good show. Cards Against Humanity. They do have a couple of those things online. I've got a chessboard, but we're both not very big chess enthusiasts. We've been playing Scrabble a little bit and some cards, but Scrabble is not really our game. I'm a math teacher. She's a science teacher. We're not very good vocabulary-wise. We were spelling very small words for a very long time. You want to say hi to my wife? I don't know if she wants to say hi to you, though. I'll call her and see if she wants to come down. You know, Kaylin, I tried watching Parks and Rec, and I want to say I went through 2.5 seasons, and I got stuck. It wasn't The Office. It was Office-esque. And I guess that's part of my problem is I was trying to compare it to The Office, and it wasn't good enough. Yeah. They were asking to say hi to you. One of them was it. Oh, yeah, you're wearing your Dearborn football shirt. There you go. You brought the baby girl. Camera's there.
Oh.
Your head's right. You might want to dip down. Here, I'll take her. Come here, baby girl. Oh, let's get you around that cord. There you go.
Hello. I feel like it's weird because they can't talk back.
They can type back. So they're at this. This is what they're seeing right now. So they'll see. They'll start typing in just a second. It's a little bit of a delay. You want to stand in the camera, Evie?
I'm sitting on my iPad.
Say hi. This is what we do all day, guys. Hanging out with these ones.
Yep.
The other one's upstairs watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse right now. Do you want to see if he wants to come down and talk to them?
I can. I doubt I'm going to be able to get him away from there.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Okay. Let's see if he wants to come down. Brayden!
She's asking if the other one wants to come down. We'll see. No. Oh, sounds like a no. No.
Say hi.
Okay. He says hi from afar.
He's not interested in coming downstairs.
This one, her name is Evelyn. Evelyn Wood. Abby. No, it's not Abby.
Abby.
that's why I was talking. Some of them said that Zoom. They said up to 50 people when their mom uses it for like a conference or something. So I might set that up for maybe Friday, guys. If
that'd be fun.
if you want to try doing that, if you have.
I feel like are they
teach her with us? You mean teach you with her? Teach her with us.
Teach Evelyn with you.
Teach her with us. So I'm struggling with the sentence structure there, Ahmed. I can't even say sentence structure. That's how much I was struggling with it. Teach her with us. Teach you with her. You want me to bring her to school and teach you with her is what you're saying.
They'd have to clean
how to find a
cookie
slant
dough
asymptote? Yeah, I can teach you that real quick. Hand over the baby. The camera set up here real quick. Teach her math, you meant. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
That's what I thought he meant. I knew what you were saying.
I didn't really get the thing set up here yet.
You've been down here for a half hour and you haven't taught any math yet?
They haven't asked any math questions. What do you want me to do about it? We're just chatting. We're having our social distancing.
I need to do this with my students.
But our interaction. All right, let me get a problem for us here real quick.
Right, are we ready to go upstairs? You say bye-bye?
3 minus x.
Bye-bye.
X plus 3. Raciel. Okay, Raciel. I see ya. Let me zoom in on this a little bit more. My wife's name is Amanda. All right, let me move the camera up here. Might have to zoom out a little bit. Okay. So if we've got the problem, x squared minus x plus 3. Wow, moving that just a little bit moves it all the way across the screen. So when you've got something like this, basically we know that the function here, since the exponent in the numerator, the degree in the numerator is 1 higher than the degree in the denominator, that we're going to have a slant asymptote in this case. So the way that we find the slant asymptote is just by doing polynomial division. So if the degree is higher in the numerator, I know that the first thing, I know that the end behavior as x goes to infinity, y is going to go to infinity, and as x goes to negative infinity, y goes to negative infinity. So there's my end behavior. Since my end behavior is infinity or negative infinity, my horizontal asymptote doesn't exist. It becomes a slant asymptote. If that number is like 0 or 1 or 5/3, that's your that's your horizontal asymptote. Since it goes to infinity, we don't have a horizontal asymptote because it's going to go up and down to positive and negative infinity. But there's a slant asymptote that it's never going to cross because this is 1 power higher than the denominator. We find that by doing polynomial division. So I do, as you guys know, I do the area model. So I'm going to do x in a positive 3. I want x squared minus x. So when I do the polynomial division here, I want x squared. So I need to multiply that by x to get my x squared. So x times x is x squared. X times 3 here is 3x. But I really want a negative 1x, so I need to do minus 4x to make that into a minus x when I combine those terms. In order to multiply x times something at negative 4x, I need to multiply by negative 4. Negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12. But I really want a 0, right? Because there's really a 0 at the end of this term here. So my remainder in order to get me that 0 is going to be a positive 12. This becomes my remainder, right? Because I want these two things to become a 0. So my remainder is a positive 12. So when I rewrite this, when I divide x squared minus x over x plus 3, I get x minus 4 plus 12 over x plus 3. So this was, oops, let me slide that over a little bit so you can see that. So that's our polynomial division. We practiced polynomial division for a long time in order to get to this point. So this is my new equation. This is y equals. These two things, the thing we started with and this equation, are exactly the same thing, right? They're the same thing. If I put them in a calculator, if I put numbers in, I'm going to get the same outputs. They're the same function. The difference here is now this is written in a more helpful format because I know that this right here is my slant asymptote. So that equation becomes your slant asymptote. That linear equation, x minus 4, becomes your slant asymptote. So if I zoom out a little bit here and we graph this function, I'm just trying to make sure the camera doesn't get in the way of the work. So a couple of things. Remember, a slant asymptote is really kind of like a horizontal asymptote, but it's diagonal. It's what y can't be. Y cannot be this over here, because if I put x minus 4 on this side, right? Let me do that work up here. So rewriting my equation, x minus 4 plus 12 over x plus 3 equals. If I made y that value of x minus 4, if I made y on the other side that value, if I started to solve this for this fraction right here, so I moved the x minus 4 over to the other side, so minus x plus 4 minus x plus 4. If I did this, here's my issue that we talked about in class for a while. So what happens is that this x and minus x cancel, negative 4, positive 4 cancel, and you're left with 0 equals 12 over x plus 3. That can't happen because there is no number something is equal to 0. This cannot happen. It's not possible. So y cannot equal x minus 4 because you're going to run into that issue. But you don't see that in this format of the equation. You don't see that in the original. You see that after you do the polynomial division, it shows up here outside of the fraction. So that's your slant asymptote. For the vertical asymptote, that just comes from this part of the fraction right here. Okay, x plus 3, x cannot be negative 3. Because if x is negative 3, then we're going to get a problem. If x is negative 3, then your denominator becomes a 0, and you can't have 0 in your denominator. So basically negative 3. There's that slant, or excuse me, there's the vertical asymptote. X minus 4 is just a linear equation. We start at negative 4, up 1 over 1, slope. So it would look something like this. And then my graph, let me keep this going down here. My graph would look something like this. And that's slant asymptote. Caitlin, you're welcome to leave at any point. I was just answering one of the questions that one of my pre-calc students was asking about. There's also a couple examples on the previous live stream. Rasila, if you look at the channel and you find the previous live stream, I did the same problem there too. And there's a couple of other examples from some other pre-calc things too. Horizontal asymptote is just what y can't be. So it's basically your end behavior. So horizontal asymptote is your end behavior. So if your end behavior is to infinity, then there's no horizontal asymptote. If your end behavior So a couple examples. In this function, the degree in the numerator is smaller than the degree in the denominator, which means as x goes to infinity, y is going to go to 0. There's your horizontal asymptote. It's at y equals 0. If they're the same, so x to the third over x to the third, that means that it's going to go to 1. As x goes to infinity, y goes to 1 because it's just a coefficients, 1 over 1. Your horizontal asymptote is at y equals 1. At 5x to the third over 2x to the third, it's since x to the third are the same degree, you look at the coefficients, 5 over 2. As x goes to infinity, y goes to 5 over 2. There's your slant or your horizontal asymptote. So it's your end behavior. The only time you're going to get the slant asymptote is if your end behavior goes to infinity. Dropped my pen. Yeah, Kaylin, I'm definitely gonna do. I'm gonna try to do something Friday. I'm gonna try to see if I can set up a Zoom for Friday. My wife and I are gonna kind of test it out right now after this stream and kind of play around with that. So if you are around Friday, I'm either gonna live stream, just kind of check up on everybody and make sure everyone's okay for the what's due at the end of the night Friday. If you're in geometry, take a look for Google Classroom later today or tomorrow, just to make sure that Khan Academy things that I may have assigned is up to date for you, and make sure that you're able to see those. Let me know if you have any issues with Envision and trying to look through that. I know that can be navigating, that can be a little difficult. So I'm going to try to post a Google Classroom informational post either today or tomorrow when I get a chance to do that, and check in with you guys on Friday to make sure you don't have any questions. So it's either going to be through Zoom or through another live stream, maybe one of each, just to give people that can't do Zoom a chance to ask questions through the live stream as well. So I'll post that on Remind, I'll post it on Google Classroom and give you guys that information. So hopefully I'll be able to chat with you again on Friday. And I appreciate you guys coming and checking in with me today. It's definitely nice to at least just have a normal conversation with some other people, because it's definitely hard to, when you don't have that social interaction. So thank you guys for coming in and chatting with me today too. Where are you? I don't know where you are, my friend. He's creeping down behind me, huh? What you doing over there? You wanna come say hi? Turn my head back around. He's trying to sneak there, huh? Huh? What did you just do all that? I don't know. Come here, buddy. Come here.
When are you going to talk?
People want to say hi to you.
Hi.
You see that camera right there?
Hi.
Can you wave to them? You want to tell them what you've been doing? What have you done today?
Bouncing.
You're bouncing?
And dancing.
And dancing?
Yeah. And doing all this stuff.
And doing all the stuff?
Yeah.
Did you do a scavenger hunt? You go on an adventure today? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You gonna go play some more?
Yeah.
All right. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't ring that bell right now, okay, buddy? It's really loud on the microphone. Lucille, I haven't been told about anything for grading, so until they figure out everything that's going on, nothing in the grading system or anything. I'm not playing around with anything in MyStar right now. Um, they haven't told us what to do grade wise or anything like that. So I'm assuming that they're not going to make that decision until they figure out if we're even going back to school. So I'm not. I won't be touching anything. I won't be putting anything in MyStar. Unless it's counted as not graded, just to kind of keep you on track of your assignments that are weekly. But other than that, I'm not going to be changing anything right now. So there is no marking period right now. Everything got screwed up. There's nothing. There's no marking period. There's none of that stuff. We didn't submit. After those last submitted grades, there's nothing that we're doing right now. So we're not resubmitting grades or doing anything like that right now. He's so bright. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, he's a pretty smart one. Sometimes. Thank you, Gene. Thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you Friday. You too. You and your family stay safe. Stay inside. Be smart about it, and stay healthy, guys, for sure. Does anyone have any more math questions or need any help with anything, setting anything up? Let me know. If not, we're probably going to go ahead and kind of shut down the stream here. I'm going to try to set up some of the Zoom stuff for Friday, see if we can get that figured out. Priscilla, again, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Don't know if your grades are going to be stuck or be prorated, or I honestly couldn't tell you. And everything all depends on if we even go back this semester or not. I'm hoping we get a chance to and can figure all of that out. But I couldn't even begin to guess as to what the district's going to do. I don't want to give you any misinformation. I don't want to tell you something that might not actually be true. So if I find something from the district that they tell me, here's what we're going to do, I will definitely share that with you guys. But until that happens, I won't even try to speculate what's going to happen with final grades. No problem, Natalie. Thanks for checking in again. And look forward to talking with you guys again. I'm going to keep updating you on Google Classroom for sure. I'm usually going to try to post every Monday and Wednesday. I know today's Wednesday, so I'm going to try to post maybe later tonight. But I'm definitely going to try to keep you guys updated every Monday and Wednesday, kind of what's going on. If you don't hear from me Wednesday, definitely Thursday. Usually check Envision or Khan Academy just to see if there are any assignments on there that you can complete. For geometry, I'm going to be posting some more Khan Academy volume work because I know the Envision website's given some people some trouble. So that will be posted in Google Classroom for you. No problem, Rasil. I'm glad that I have I have the capability of doing this, and I hope that some of the other teachers are able to do that as well. And if there's any questions you need me to answer about anything, I will do the best that I can. Director of Party Planners, Kareem. Are there any other questions I can answer for you guys that are watching right now? Anything else that I can clear up for you before we head out of here for the day? All right, you have a great day too, Abed. Give it my best guess. Well, it's really hard to say. The April 13th is that date that, or April 14th now, I guess, is the date that they're really shooting for. But I wouldn't be surprised if that goes longer. Another week or two after that, maybe May. I also wouldn't be surprised if this pandemic got worse. With the amount of cases that go up, if that happens, and we might not go back at all this year. I don't know. I would hope we go back. I think their plan is to send us back at some point. April 13th might be a little bit early, but somewhere around there. Maybe the week after that. Maybe it gives it one more week. Not really sure. And I know that it's going to be crazy when we do go back for sure. People having that much time off and right after our spring break time, and things will be crazy. but we'll get through it together. We'll get through whatever we need to and figure out our content and everything we can do to help you guys out and get through that transition. What am I hoping for? I already said I hope we get a chance to get back and see each other again. It's definitely tough. I mean, my job is to teach you guys content, and I'm definitely not able to do that right now. I can help you with enrichment ideas and things that you might already know and build on those, but teaching you brand new concepts without a uniform platform that everyone can access and that I can make sure everyone's accessing, it's tough. So I hope we get a chance to get back into the classroom and meet those goals that we had for this school year. At least meet the rest of the that we have time for. We can definitely it all comes down to what we working together and making sure that everyone can help each other out. There's going to be a lot of people that are able to access this information, but there's still a lot of people that don't have access to the internet at home, don't have access to computers that allow you to watch certain videos or do certain content. So, when we get back, hopefully those people that were able to can help step up and help us get organized and assist the people that didn't. And it's going to take everyone. It's going to take everyone to be smart and stay at home and stay healthy and keep their families healthy as much as possible. And if that's the case, and we can get rid of the virus and go back to school. If not, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? All right, Jocelyn. Yep, I'm going to sign off here as well. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy Thursday, and I will be back online Friday at some point. I'll probably try to plan that Thursday night what time I'm going to be online. So check in your Remind, check in Google Classroom, and I will post what time Friday. I'll post on Thursday what time I'm going to be online. I'm going to try to get Zoom up and working and also YouTube live stream. So maybe have a couple opportunities to talk with you, possibly face-to-face in Zoom instead of just chatting the way that you were chatting right now. So, and if you have any math questions, any questions at all, feel free to email me. Make sure you contact me with any problems that you're having accessing any of the resources. I can always log on to the live stream here and kind of walk you through that if that's an option for you. There are some videos on Envision and Khan Academy and Google Classroom all on the YouTube channel. Take a look at those. If you guys need any help at all, please don't hesitate to ask. If something's going on with your family, if someone does get sick or ill, I hope that doesn't happen. But if that is the case, please make sure you take care of your family first. And we can work around any deadlines, any help that you need. Please let me know. I don't want you to feel stressed about having to complete things while also having to take care of a brother or a sister if your parents get sick or if something happens. I want you to take care of your family first, and then we'll worry about the school part after that. So just communicate with me, let me know what's going on, and we'll get through this together. So have a good rest of your Wednesday, and we will chat it up on Friday.